Hi, welcome to Teacher Inspiration Station. In today's video, I just wanted to do something fun, which is pet peeves at school. And I hesitated for a while doing this video because I just don't want to come across as negative, and I also don't want to offend anyone. But then I was thinking, I'm like, it's not that deep. And also, I love hearing about people's pet peeves. I love hearing what grinds your gears and what irritates you. Because the thing with pet peeves is one thing that really bugs one person is not a big deal to somebody else. So I just like this idea, and get to know me a little more. And I'd also like to get to know you and let me know in the comments below, what is it that irritates you? It doesn't have to be in the school, within the school environment. It could be in life, just like, what is a pet peeve of yours? So let's get started. Number one, this is really trendy right now, and it's those fonts that mix uppercase letters and lowercase letters together within one word. And I do think it's cute in certain situations, like on a thumbnail for a YouTube video, or even like headers in videos and things like that. I think it's cute. But in the classroom, I feel like, especially primary, I feel like if we're teaching kids, you know, how to use uppercase letters and lowercase letters properly, I feel like the examples around them should be using it properly. And like, I've seen it like on schedule cards. It's like math, like an uppercase M, an uppercase A, a lowercase T, and back to an uppercase H. It's just like, I don't know, it's just weird to me. And I remember, like, this was years ago when I did my undergrad. I was in like it was like a daycare, and I had to make like this newsletter for parents, and I used the font called Joker Man. And if you know this font, it's cute, it's fun, but it has like lines coming out of the letters. So like O has like these little lines coming out, and some letters have like little dots around it. And so I was showing it to my field associate, and she looked at it and she said, yeah, like, don't use this font for the newsletter or whatever it was I was doing. She's like, I understand what you're trying to do, but there are parents here who are learning English, who have a hard time reading English, and then you're just like complicating things by having this font that's so like messy. So I took what she said. I said, you know what, like it resonated with me, and so now like I'm conscious of that. So even like things that I send home, or even like in the classroom, I use Century Gothic. Like, that is my signature font. I love that font, and I love the fact that the A is the proper, well, it's not the proper A, but it's the A that goes like that. You guys know what I'm talking about. So I use that font. I'm not saying you can't use fun fonts, but I'm just very conscious of making things look clean. And also, something that's really trendy is using like a font that has all lowercase letters. Like, there's no uppercase option. So even names are written in lowercase, which that irritates me. Like, because you're taught that like names of people, places, things, you're important, that's an uppercase letter, starts with an uppercase letter. And I remember, I think it was Dr. Oz that I was watching, and there was a guest on the show. I think it was a celebrity. And you know how they have those screens behind, like the people are on the front on the chairs, and they have the screen behind, and it had the person's name, and it was all lowercase letters. I was like, really? Like, someone who was responsible for putting the name up, they thought, ooh, this is cute. And I'm like, I just find it a little rude and disrespectful to people's names in lowercase letters. I don't know. Again, that might not be a big deal to somebody else, but for me, that one really irritates me. Another pet peeve of mine is when you're in a meeting, like, I understand we need to have meetings, okay? The meeting in itself is not my pet peeve. I know we have to have meetings, but a lot of times during meetings, like, we have things to do after. So, so a lot of times we have meetings at lunch. So after, I like to, like, set up my classroom, or if you have meetings after school, you gotta go home and deal with your family or whatever. And then, so we're pressed for time already. But then someone asks a question that has nothing to do with anybody else. It's a question that's directed towards one person, a question they could ask during their own time, and then like the other person is answering it, and it's like, okay, this has nothing to do with anybody else. I gotta go, you know what I mean? And also reply all emails, like people who reply all to something that could just be sent directly to the person who sent the email. I just said sometimes you will reply all because it's something you want other people to see, but sometimes, a lot of times it's not. So it's just like you open the email, it's just like, Okay, I guess I didn't really need to see that. And then this, I have been guilty of doing this one. This is like within the same idea of when you're in a group chat and then two people go off and they start talking back and forth, and so your phone's going gling, 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 and then you read it and it has nothing to do with you. I've done that before though. I've done that before. And then and sometimes it takes me a while to say, okay, let's continue our conversation like privately. So yeah, I've done that before. Not a lot, but I have been guilty of that one. Anyway, another pet peeve of mine is smelly lunches. Whew. Okay, so you're in a meeting and then someone busts out their like boiled egg or their egg salad sandwich or fish. Oh, in particular, eggs and fish. Like, I don't know what it is, but I wanna hurl. Like, what? I just wanna throw up. Like, I like eggs and I like fish, so it's just weird. But even thinking about it now just makes me go like, I don't know. I just do not like the smell, and I just feel like if you're around, I eat my lunches by myself. Like, I'm a loner in that. I love people. I love talking to my colleagues and things like that. But lunch, I literally bring my lunch. I close the door and I eat by myself. And I'll put on 98.1 CHFI in the background, or sometimes I'm in silence. I just like to be by myself for lunch. So if you're by yourself, eat all the smelly lunches you want, but I feel like in a meeting setting when you're with other people, be aware of that. Be aware of like how your lunch smells. Most lunches smell fine to me, but eggs and fish, I just have a hard time with those particular entrees. Okay. This one, okay. I was in school one day and I'm in my classroom just like, oh, what is that smell, man? It was just like, yes, our classroom could have some funky odors at times, but I was just like, what is going on here? And then I realized that one of my students stepped in dog poop outside. And that is one thing that really irritates me, because nobody says you have to have a dog. So if you are going to own a dog, accept the responsibilities of owning a dog by cleaning up after your dog. So, when you take your dog out, bring the necessary supplies that you'll need, the doggy bag, the pooper scooper, or whatever it is you guys bring. I don't know. I don't own a dog. But one time, even at our school, there was poop on our playscape. Like where the kids have to climb. I just feel like it's so inconsiderate because number one, you're not thinking about the person who may step in your dog's mess. And number two, you're not thinking about the person who potentially has to clean up after your dog. So, like, people, like, I judge you. I judge you if you do that. Like, especially like you're walking, you see it on the side of the sidewalk. Or, like, in our case, it happens a lot in our school, our field. Clean up after your dog. Thank you. Okay. This one is not so much of a pet peeve, but it's more like a little fear. Not fear, but something that brings me a little bit of an anxiety and a bit of stress. So, throughout the day, you're going to have to use the bathroom at some point, okay? So you walk into the bathroom, and I understand it's a bathroom, and it may not always smell nice, okay? It's a bathroom. People do their business in the bathroom. Okay, cool. But you walk in, and, like, the smell just, whoa! Just knocks you out, right? But you really gotta go. So you do your business anyway. Am I the only one who just like prays that there's nobody else on the other side of the door waiting to use the washroom? Because I'm like, I don't want to walk out and if someone walks in and thinking that I created that smell, like that is just so embarrassing. It's one thing if it's a washroom where, like if I go to the movies, a lot of times there's a lineup for the washroom. You do your business. I don't care if the person in front of me, I don't care if the bathroom smells after me because I'm not gonna see any of these people again, right? So I don't care in those situations. But a situation like school where you're gonna see these people every day, I just like scared. I'm like, oh god, I don't want to think. And like when you walk out, do you make a comment? Do you say, I swear it wasn't me. It smells, but it wasn't me. I swear it wasn't me. I think I'd be like, okay, Like, are they gonna not believe me? Like, do I say anything or do I not say anything? Anyways, that's not really a pet peeve, but it's just like, ugh, it's something that stresses me out a little. Another pet peeve of mine is complainers. People who complain about everything. I understand that we need to vent throughout the day. We gotta get things off our chest and you complain about things. I'm cool with that. That's cool. But there are literally people who have nothing nice to say. I used to work with this person who literally every time I saw this person, it was complained about staff, complained about the admin, complained about students, complained about parents, complained about everything. And I thought, really? You have nothing nice to say? Of course, like, there's certain situations that you're in where you're going to be upset about things or you're going to complain. There are great things that also happen within the day. Maybe, you know, someone said something funny, or you saw two squirrels playing together. I don't know, but like, I just feel like there's people who complain about everything. They always just focus on the negative and they don't see the positive things happening in their life. I would never want to be like that. Which is ironic because I'm doing a video on pet peeves and I'm complaining about things. But I also find myself to be very positive, so it's all good. Okay, picture this. Your kids are sitting down, you have them all settled, you're reading a story or you're doing a lesson, we're all engaged, and then the phone rings. Understand it happens. You get up, you answer the phone. Hello, Ms. Clark speaking, da 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 da. You hang it up, boom, go back, get the kids settled again, and you start. And then the phone rings again. Oh my goodness. Oh, that really irritates me because it takes you like a little while to get kids settled. Like, okay, settle down. You get going again, and then the phone rings for a second time. I understand it happens, but... And last on my list is people who state the obvious. So, like, if you have a problem with something or you have a situation with a student and people give you a suggestion that is just so obvious, it's just like, really? And I know they mean well, they're trying to help, so I'm not mad, but it is irritating to me. And my husband does this a lot, especially around report cards, because I procrastinate with that stuff. So it's like, okay, report cards are due, so like I'm working on them, like especially on a weekend where I'm just like really getting them in, and he'll say, you know what, it's a good idea to work on these like a month ahead of time. So you do one day, and then the next day you'll work on another one, and then the next day, yes, that irritates me. But that is it. So I hope it wasn't a negative video. This is supposed to be a fun video, so I hope it didn't come across as negative or me complaining. But what are some things that irritate you? What are your pet peeves? And have you done any of the things that irritate me? Which, it's cool, it's all in love. I know, like, one of my friends, it irritates her when people misspell, like, when people misspell words, like two and two, or there and there. That, like, really irritates her, but it doesn't bother me. Maybe in school it would bother me, but if someone's writing a message, like, I don't care. That doesn't bother me that much, but it really irritates her. So, like, again, what irritates one person is not that big of a deal to someone else. So, what are some of your pet peeves? I'd like to know. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And please consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't already. I'll see you all in my next video.